Okay, sir. Sir, just I want to tell you about child labor. A brief about child labor, sir. There is a law in the country called Child and Adolescent Labor Prohibition and Regulation Act 1986, sir. And this act defines child labor, sir. Any person who is below the age of 14 is considered as child labor, sir. And originally this act was notified in year 1986, sir. But in 2016, this act has been made more stringent, sir. Now there is a complete blanket ban, sir, on employing child labor in any occupation or processes. And also, sir, the act provides employment of adolescent in any hazardous occupation. It's completely banned there, sir. Like said in the entire country, Bihar too faces the problem of child labor, sir. In fact, out of the total population of the child labor in the country, sir, Bihar accounts for almost 10%, sir. And sir, as compared to the ratio of percent of children, sir, they are 3.8% child population in the state, sir. This is a very huge figure, sir, and we are very much distressed or disturbed by this huge number of child labor prevalent in the state, sir. We also acknowledge, sir, that we are the source, destination, and the transit state for child trafficking, sir. So this is the background, sir, for why we had brought this software, sir, in action. So my next slide is regarding, sir, what we are doing in Bihar, sir, to stop or combat child labor and to rehabilitate the rescued child labor, sir. Sir, we have a state action plan in operation since 2009, sir. This state action plan is primarily made on the purpose of converging the works of all departments and to stop or to rehabilitate the child labor, sir. And sir, yahi par it was found that कि हम लोगों को एक we need a monitoring system, sir, because there are almost 15 departments engaged in this child state action plan. So it was very difficult to monitor the work of all these 15 departments, sir. So we thought of bringing a software, sir, जो कि एक platform provide करता हो जितने भी जो monitoring works हैं वो उनको करने के लिए, sir. The rules has been very clearly defined in the state action plan. और सर जो डिपार्टमेंट्स अलग अलग जो काम करते हैं, सर, वो सब अपने अपने पेरिफेरी में करते हैं, बट वी नीड टू ब्रिंग देम ऑन अ प्लेटफॉर्म, सर. एक प्लेटफॉर्म चाहिए था, इसके लिए ये एक विजुअलाइज किया गया चाइल्ड लेबर ट्रैकिंग सिस्टम को, सर. और 17 में, सर, हम लोगों ने इसको स्टेट एक्शन प्लान को, सर, वी अमेंडेड इट, सर, और अमेंड करके हम लोगों ने उसमें CLTS को इनकॉर्पोरेट किया, सर, बिकॉज 16 में हम लोगों ने CLTS का जो फर्स्ट वर्जन था, तो फर्स्ट वर्जन को हम लोगों ने 2016 में लॉन्च किया था, सर. Or in fact, also, sir, I want to say, sir, the state action plan, it was made on the background of 2000, early 2000, sir. Or 2009 के बाद से there was a lot of changes in the child policy, sir. Also, there was amendment in the act, sir. तो इन सबको cooperate करते हुए 2017 में हम लोगों ने we made an amendment in the state action plan, sir, and we brought, sir, a new state action plan, sir, in which the CLTS was also incorporated, sir. So you can see, sir, why the system is unique, sir. CLTS is a platform, sir, जो कि rescue और rehabilitation को एक ही platform पर लाता है, sir. It's act as a bridge, sir, between that rescue and rehabilitation of child labor, sir. And how it is, sir, I want to convey it in a very simple term, sir. जब हमारा rescue होता है, sir, we had a raid teams धावा दल in our district, sir, working in our district, sir. और जब ये धावा दल का टीम जो है, सर, when they rescue a child labor, सर, तो वो पूरा डिटेल्स जो है, सर, वो सॉफ्टवेयर पे एंट्री करते हैं, सर. और जब एक बार एंट्री हो जाता है, सर, तो उसके बाद there is a very least chance, सर, कि उसको आप चेंज नहीं कर सकते हैं, सर. और इट कैन बी मॉनिटर्ड फ्रॉम द हेडक्वार्टर लेवल, सर. और जितने भी स्टेक होल्डर्स हैं, सर, जो कि डिपार्टमेंट्स, तो उनको लॉगिन राइट्स दिया हुआ है, सर, हाईएस्ट लेवल पे, सर. और दे कैन सी, सर, कि उस बच्चे के इकोनॉमिक रिहैबिलिटेशन, उसकी फैमिली के इकोनॉमिक रिहैबिलिटेशन के लिए और बच्चे के एजुकेशनल रिहैबिलिटेशन के लिए व्हाट वी आर डूइंग, सर. सो सर, एक तरह से ये सिस्टम जो है, 5 मिनट, तो ये सिस्टम जो है, सर, एक तरह से, सर, ब्रिज का काम करता है, सर, चाइल्ड लेबर के रेस्क्यू और रिहैबिलिटेशन को, सर. और सर अदर सिस्टम जो है, सर, इस सिस्टम में बहुत सारे दे आर वेरी यूनिक फीचर्स द सिस्टम, सर. सम ऑफ द मेन फीचर्स है, सर, जैसे सर, इसमें एक यूनिक नंबर जो है, जो जितने बच्चों की एंट्री होती है उसको यूनिक नंबर दिया जाता है, सर. इंटाइटलमेंट कार्ड, सर, जनरेट होता है. इनफैक्ट दिस इज फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम, सर, दैट ब्लॉक लेवल database has been maintained, sir. और पहले हमारे पास ये नहीं था। इनफैक्ट सर जो एक माइक्रो प्लानिंग के लिए इम्पोर्टेंट सर कि कहाँ पर हमारा इंटरवेंशन जो है, जो ज्यादा जरूरत है सर, वो हमको एक सॉफ्टवेयर प्रोवाइड करता है, इनसाइट प्रोवाइड करता है सर, कि जैसे किसी एक पर्टिकुलर ब्लॉक में सर कहाँ पर अगर चाइल्ड लेवल का प्रेवलेंस ज्यादा है सर, वहां पर हम क्या कर सकते हैं सर। तो ये पहले पॉसिबल नहीं था। ऑल्सो सर कि पहले जो हमारे पास था वो रजिस्टर्ड मेंटेन होता था, बच्चे अगर रेस्क्यू होते थे उनका रजिस्टर्ड मेंटेन होता था, तो कोई भी एक बहुत ही ऑथेंटिक डेटाबेस हमारे पास नहीं था सर। आज की डेट में वी हैड अ वेरी ऑथेंटिक डेटाबेस। दिस इज हाउ द सिस्टम वर्क सर, कि जो बच्चे रेस्क्यू होते हैं सर, तो जो भी अलग अलग डिपार्टमेंट के हैं सर, उनके द्वारा जो है सर वो एंट्री किया जाता है। और दिस इज वेरी गुड एग्जांपल ऑफ इस कन्वर्जेंस सर, बिकॉज इट्स नॉट दैट कि सारे बच्चे जो है हम ही रेस्क्यू करते हैं। सोशल वेलफेयर डिपार्टमेंट के स्तर से भी बच्चे रेस्क्यू होते हैं और वहां से ही बच्चों की एंट्री हो सकती होती है सर। लेकिन जो लूप में जितने लोग हैं सर, दे ऑल कैन सी सर कि उस बच्चे के साथ अभी आज की डेट में उसके रिहैबिलिटेशन का जो स्टेज है सर, वो कहाँ पर है। So these are some of the impacts sir which I told you earlier sir। सबसे बड़ी बात है सर कि हमारे पास एक बस डेटा है सर हमारे पास। उसके बाद सर मॉनिटरिंग जो है वो ब्लॉक लेवल सर तक हम जो है वो कर सकते हैं सर। एज यू नो सर, लेबर डिपार्टमेंट के पास जो मैन पावर जो है वो बहुत कम है सर। तो जो मैन पावर हमारे अवेलेबल है सर, उसी मैन पावर में वी हैव टू सर ऑप्टिमाइज आवर वर्क सर। तो इसके लिए भी एक तरह से सिस्टम बहुत ही हेल्प करता है हम लोगों को सर। और जितने अकाउंटेबिलिटी है सर, बिकॉज वी कैन मॉनिटर फ्रॉम द हेडक्वार्टर्स, तो हम जान सकते हैं सर कि व्हाट आवर फील्ड फंक्शनरी आर डूइंग सर फॉर रिहैबिलिटेशन ऑफ चाइल्ड लेबर और फॉर रेस्क्यू ऑफ चाइल्ड लेबर सर। Sir, these are some of the figures, so these are some of the inferences which we have find from the sir dashboard sir। जैसे for example sir, आप ये देख सकते हैं कि बिहार में ही बच्चे जो हैं वो कहाँ से रेस्क्यू हो रहे हैं सर। फॉर एग्जांपल बिहार के बच्चे तेलंगाना जा रहे हैं, राजस्थान जा रहे हैं, तो ये हमारे पास फिगर से ये पता चलता है सर कि हमारे बच्चे जो है वो बिहार के अंदर से रेस्क्यू हो रहे हैं, बिहार से बाहर से रेस्क्यू हो रहे हैं, प्रोपोर्शन क्या है, बच्चों का इकोनॉमिक स्टेटस क्या है, बच्चों का जो एजुकेशनल स्टेटस क्या है। तो इस तरह की जितनी इंटीग्रिटीज है सर जो एक बच्चे के लिए आवश्यकता है जानने के लिए, ये सारा चीज जो डाटा है वो हम कैप्चर कर पाते हैं सॉफ्टवेयर के माध्यम से सर। दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्ट सर कि जब बच्चे रेस्क्यू होते हैं तो हमारे सीएम रिलीफ फंड से उन बच्चों को रिहैबिलिटेट करने के लिए, इकोनॉमिक रिहैबिलिटेशन के लिए अमाउंट ऑफ 25,000 रुपीज फ्रॉम सीएम रिलीफ फंड सर। और अभी तक सर आउट ऑफ 2600 वेरीफाइड डाटा सर, हम लोगों ने नियरली 2200 को हम लोगों ने 25,000 के रेट से सर हम लोगों ने एक्चुअल डिस्बर्समेंट किया है सर। We are continuously sir improving the software sir। For example sir, अभी हम लोग हाल में ही हम लोगों ने एक धावा देवी के लिए एक ऐप बनाया है सर, जो हमारा जो रियल रेट टीम है सर उसके लिए। और वो रेट टीम जो है सर वो एक्चुअल लोकेशन पे जाकर रेट करने के बाद वहीं से वो एंट्री कर पाएगी सर, और फिर वो हमारे सॉफ्टवेयर सीएलटीएस सॉफ्टवेयर में वो डेटा जो है वो फेच हो पाएगा सर। तो दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट सर कि बाद में जाकर के किसी तरह का कोई डेटा के साथ छेड़छाड़ भी नहीं किया जा सकता है। एक्चुअल साइट पर जाकर के सर वो हमारे सॉफ्टवेयर पर जो है वो डेटा आ पाएगा सर। इसके अलावा सर डिपार्टमेंट को लॉग्स दिए हुए हैं सर। हम लोग जितने भी स्टेक होल्डर हमारे हैं सर, जितने डिपार्टमेंट से वी आर गोइंग टू प्रोवाइड देम लॉगिन राइट्स इन फ्यूचर सर। थैंक यू।
हाँ रोहित जी, आपका प्रेजेंटेशन खत्म हो गया क्या?
यस सर, थैंक यू सर।
अच्छा ये बताइए कि ये जो है ना, जो आउटसाइड स्टेट जो से रेस्क्यू होते हैं बच्चे, तो उसमें आपका क्या रोल है? और उनके मतलब उनको ट्रैक करने का कि बाहर वे से रेस्क्यू हो सकें, उसके लिए क्या आप एफर्ट कर रहे हैं?
सर जो जैसे सर ये हमारे पास कभी भी ऑथेंटिक डेटा नहीं होता था सर कि हमारे बच्चे कहाँ जा रहे हैं सर। जब ये सिस्टम पर जब एंट्री होता है सर, तो जैसे सीडब्ल्यूसी ने जब एंट्री किया सिस्टम पर सर, तो ये पता होता है कि किस सीडब्ल्यूसी के माध्यम से वो बच्चा ट्रांसफर होकर हमारे पास आया है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल सर, अगर वो राजस्थान से बच्चा एंट्री होकर आ रहा है सर, इसका मतलब है कि हमारे बच्चे जो है वो राजस्थान वहां गए हैं सर, और फिर वो वहीं से वो ट्रांसफर होकर सर बच्चा हमारे पास आता है सर। और सर इस माध्यम से सर जो हमारे बच्चे जो बाहर जा रहे हैं सर, उनका भी फिर हम ट्रैकिंग कर पाते हैं सर। इसके अलावा सर हम ये भी देख पाते हैं सर कि बच्चे कहाँ से ज्यादा जा रहे हैं सर। फॉर एग्जाम्पल सर, हमारे लिए गया हॉटस्पॉट है सर, बच्चों को वहां से बहुत ज्यादा ट्रैफिक करके ले जाया जाता है बाहर में। तो अब उसके पीछे सर कारण जो है, सो जो प्राइमा फेसिया जो हम लोग को लगता है कि द ट्रैफिकर्स आर वेरी एक्टिव देयर सर, और वहां पर बहुत ज्यादा ट्रैफिकिंग है, और कुछ कम्युनिटीज में भी सर वहां पर जो है वो थोड़ा ज्यादा है, चाइल्ड लेबर का जो प्रैक्टिस है वो थोड़ा ज्यादा है सर वहाँ पर। तो इस तरह की जो बातें हैं सर, वो सॉफ्टवेयर को अगर सर बहुत मॉनिटरी जो उस पर डेटा है सर अवेलेबल है, उसको देखने से सर ये हमको क्लियर हो पाता है सर।
अच्छा रोहित जी, जैसे आपने बताया कि गया से बहुत ज्यादा ट्रैफिकिंग होता है, तो आपने क्या किसी ऐसे लोगों को जो इसके लिए रेस्पॉन्सिबल हैं, क्या उनको पनिश किया है ताकि ये उनके लिए, बाकी लोगों के लिए भी डिटरेंस का काम करें और फिर
बिल्कुल
रिपीट ना हो, उसके लिए
बिल्कुल
क्या
सर,
किया है?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सर, ट्रैफिकर्स को सर हम लोगों ने ट्रेस किया भी है सर। और इनफैक्ट जब से सर 16 ऑनवर्ड सर जो एफआईआर का जो प्रोविजन आया है सर, उसके बाद से जो कन्विक्शन भी है वो भी बढ़ा है सर। पहले जो था सर वो एफआईआर का प्रोविजन नहीं होता था सर, लेकिन आज की डेट में सर हम लोग एफआईआर के माध्यम से वो ट्रैफिकर्स को भी सर पनिश कर पाते हैं सर।
नहीं तो उनको जो है ना किसी तरह से एफआईआर तो होगी, कोई नेमिंग शेमिंग सोशल बाइकआउट या ऐसा कुछ, मतलब उनके, क्योंकि ये बहुत बड़ा इश्यू है।
बहुत
अब
बड़ा इशू है।
इश्यू ये हो सकता है कि अब से 20 साल पहले बड़ा ना हो, लेकिन कम से कम आज के स्वतंत्र भारत में तो ये बहुत बड़ा इश्यू है। तो मतलब मेरे ख्याल से तो अब ये पूरी तरह से खत्म ही हो जाना चाहिए।
बिल्कुल
कम से कम आपके स्टेट में जैसा आप बता रहे हो एफर्ट्स, तो उसके लिए क्या विजन है, क्या आपको क्या पर्सपेक्टिव क्या है, आपका आउटलुक क्या है कि ये क्या पूरी तरह से कब तक खत्म कर सकते हैं इसको बिहार से?
सर, इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू सेट अ टाइमलाइन सर, लेकिन सर वी आर
हम्म,
कमिटेड सर कि जितना जल्दी हो सके इसको कम से कम करना है सर, जीरो पर इसको लाने की पूरी कोशिश है सर। और सर जैसा कि मैंने आपको पहले ही बताया सर कि स्टेट एक्शन प्लान एक हम लोगों ने लाया हुआ था सर, तो इट वाज
हम्म,
विजुअलाइज्ड एट दैट टाइम ओनली सर कि
हम्म,
किसी एक डिपार्टमेंट के से ये पूरा जो इतना बड़ा इशू जो है वो पूरा केटर नहीं हो सकता है। तो इसके लिए सर
सही
वी
बात
हैव
है।
टू कोऑर्डिनेट विद डिफरेंट वेरियस स्टेक होल्डर सर। और सिर्फ हमारे डिपार्टमेंट्स ही नहीं सर, जो हमारा स्टेट एक्शन प्लान है सर, उसमें जो एनजीओज हैं सर, जो सीएसओज हैं सर, वो सब भी हैं सर, ट्रेड यूनियंस उनको भी हम लोगों ने इन्वॉल्व किया हुआ है सर। तो
हम्म,
एक पूरा एक कोहेरेंट अप्रोच से सर हम चाह रहे हैं सर कि इसको हम लोग वो निगेट करें, कम से कम करें सर। और सर जो एक इम्पॉर्टेंट जो ये सॉफ्टवेयर जो हम लोगों को क्या प्रोवाइड करता है सर, कि कभी भी हमारे पास एक बहुत ही ऑथेंटिक डेटाबेस नहीं होता था सर। एक
हम्म,
दूसरी बात ये थी कि जो बच्चे सर वापस वो वीसीएस साइकिल में जा रहे हैं सर, तो हम उनको
हम्म,
ट्रैक नहीं कर पाते थे। आज के डेट में सर बिकॉज ऑफ दैट यूनिक आईडी सर, और प्लस जो पूरा बच्चे का डेटा रहता है सर, तो हम उसको वहां पर सर ट्रैक कर सकते हैं कि ये बच्चा फिर वापस लौट के जा रहा है और किस माध्यम से जा रहा है बच्चा, किसके थ्रू
अच्छा,
जा रहा है, क्यों जा रहा है सर।
एक एक लास्ट क्वेश्चन ये मेरी क्वेरी है कि मान लिया आपने किसी बच्चे को रिहेबिलिटेट कर दिया, है ना,
सर सर
जब से ये आपका सॉफ्टवेयर लागू हुआ है तब के बाद में क्या ऐसा भी हुआ है कि दोबारा वो फिर रिलैप्स हो गई हो उसकी सिचुएशन?
सर एक्चुअली बहुत ज्यादा तो ऐसे मामले नहीं आए हैं सर, लेकिन जैसे
हम्म,
एक क्या बात होती, इशू क्या होती है सर, कि जैसे 14 साल तक के बच्चों को सर हम लोगों को ब्लैंकेट बैन है सर।
ठीक।
तो जैसे जो बच्चा रेस्क्यू होता है सर, अगर आप देखेंगे फिगर्स तो 10 से 14 के बीच में ही होता है, और जो नियरली 13-14 के बच्चे होते हैं वो ज्यादा होते हैं सर।
हम्म,
तो सर 1-1.5 साल जैसे बीतते बीतते उनका एज जैसे वो 14 क्रॉस करते हैं, फिर वो हमारे नेट से बाहर चले जाते हैं सर।
ओ,
हमारे नेट में फिर तभी वो आएंगे सर इफ दे आर इन्वॉल्व इन सम हजार्डस ऑक्यूपेशन सर, टिल 18 सर।
ओ,
तो
ओके,
बच्चे वो वापस जाते हैं सर, बट व्हेन दे क्रॉस द एज ऑफ 14 सर।
ओ आई सी।
सर
ठीक है, चलिए आप प्रयास करते रहिए। बाकी स्टेट की ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कि भाई बच्चों को जो है ना चाइल्ड लेबर से रोका है। इट इज आवर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल
सर
रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, मोरल रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी एज वेल।
सर
थैंक यू रोहित जी।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच सर।
सर, एफर्ट्स आर रियली सिंसियर, बट जैसे आपने अभी बताया कि 14 तक हम लोग नॉर्मल बच्चों को ट्रैक करते हैं, उसके बाद में हजार्डस एक्टिविटी में आएंगे तभी हम ट्रैक कर पाएंगे। मुझे लगता है कि सभी 18 साल तक के जो बच्चे हैं उन्हीं सभी को कवर कर लेना चाहिए, ताकि देयर इज नो इफ एंड बट। क्योंकि
बिल्कुल सर।
हाँ, तो इज अ सॉर्ट ऑफ सजेशन आप अपने सीनियर्स को भी सजेस्ट कर सकते हैं, पॉलिसी मेकर्स को भी सजेस्ट कर सकते हैं।
सर सर श्योर
अदरवाइज अदरवाइज
सर,
यू
थैंक यू।
whatever activities you are undertaken, state coordination, multiple stakeholders को involve किया आपने, it's a good effort, keep it
थैंक
up.
यू सर, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Muster and measurement, electronic muster and measurement system, sir. The main objectives are in part of MG Enrega scheme. there are total around 10 million wage seekers are actually to track their daily attendance information and what work they did, to track the progress of the work. And for the timely payment is the main problems are actually like these wage seekers and all, generally they will expect on a daily payment, sir. But earlier, before implementing this electronic muster and measurement system, it used to take 40 to 45 days for their payments, sir, actually. Like all their attendance used to be marked in the normal conventional paper, sir. And then it used to be carried to block level office, and then the computerization used to be happen, sir. That means like in two times the data entry has to be done, sir. One is at the paper and one is at the computer at the block level computer center, sir. Then we given these mobile based applications for attendance as well as the measurement system. Then instantly from the work site itself, that muster will be captured for all the labors are actually that highest in peak season in summer. Almost like attendance will be given to 5.5 million wage seekers on a live basis attendance system, sir. Because of that digital and live attendance, that immediate payment is possible, sir. Actually, like we able to reduce that payment generation for the wage seekers from 45 days to 1 week's time, sir. Actually, that is the main projects are here. This electronic muster and measurement system. Here, not only just taking attendance and all, sir, actually, there is going to be a foolproof transaction and all based on GPS location and photographs, and even the work measurement also will be captured, sir. Even simply they come for attendance also, and the payment won't be generated, sir. Even that measurement also will be done using these mobile applications and all, everything will be captured. And finally, it will calculate, sir, actually, how much payment needs to be generated for these wage seekers. And we are using geotagging, geofencing also, sir. At the time of planning itself, like a that work will be geofenced, and next time when they are capturing any photographs or the attendance, the system will automatically enforce that from the same location the things are happening or not. And it will improve the transparency, sir, and live attendance for the monitoring and all, and immediate payments to the wage seekers. And there's a huge thing, sir. This is for entire state, this thing program for all 10 million wage seekers, sir. And before introducing this EMMS and all, like kind of paper-based musters used to be there, sir. And because in a real time, nobody can monitor what is happening and all. On a weekly basis, they used to capture those photographs into the muster sheets into digital systems and all at the block level. So now it reduced redundancy of data entry and so many benefits it is giving, sir. So the data collection at the work site is the key thing, sir, and the reduction of delay in muster payments and the gathering of proof of work done. And here, not only earlier when we start, we used to have geotagged photographs for the work done or for the work progress and all. But recently we introduced even geotagging based videos also, sir, so that like remotely from the control center, like any work can be monitored on a video, this thing without physically visiting the site and all. That is one of the main advantages here, sir, actually. That muster fudging and all, because of the liveness and all, be able to improve the transparency of the system and all. And based on this attendance information and the muster captured information, like it will be processed on the payments and all, and directly integrated with the banks for the payments and all. These are all the advantages, sir, actually. Better accountability and improved and faster payments, and device live monitoring, dynamic reports and all on a live basis, capturing photos, videos from the worksite itself, and it enhanced the transparency and it reduced the fake musters and all. Yeah, that's all, sir.
Thank you, sir. As compared to the previous system of manual system, now you have moved to electronic mustering and measurement system. Has there been any financial saving also besides improving the efficiency?
Sir, earlier the system how it used to work, sir, actually on the paper itself, whether really the labor attended or not, nobody knows, sir. Even for the monitoring from the district level or from the block level, it is difficult to monitor, because like on a weekly basis only that papers will comes to the block level office, sir, actually. Now here on a live basis, they can see with the videos and the geotagging and the musters and all remotely, like staff can monitor the things.
I just want to know if there has been some savings in terms of financial budgeting or some improvement in the financial management.
No, it's not exactly for reducing the budget and also actually, like, because this is the act, whoever wants to have the work, like more number of work days has to be provided, sir, actually.
Okay.
But here it is enforcing that really they are attending for the work or not, sir, actually.
Okay. This is more towards system improvement and proper administration of the scheme.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good work, sir. No specific question. Thank you.
Answer, he will also intervene. So once again, good morning to all the jury members, sir. As we all know, Mahatma Gandhi Narega is one of the flagship scheme of the government of India that had gained much prominence in providing the wage employment. So apart from wage employment, there is also a concern about the environment in this project. So with the motto of this enhancing the livelihood security, which is the prime objective of Mahatma Narega scheme, then our state has drawn up an initiative, sir, to take up more of plantation works, that is more of creating green assets while providing this employment. That is the uniqueness of this scheme. And we have laid much focus on this wage employment through different plantation of works, not only the individual land holdings, but also on common lands which are out of the forest area. Because in forest area, already the forest department is working on the greenery. We have taken up the area all out of the forest area. And there we had propelled the greenery works and including land development. So this has also created wage employment, prioritizing our marginalized sections like physical challenged, old aged and women who are unable to take part in the regular Narega works. And the uniqueness is that we have tagged the households, so that we all know that the community plantations, they are more subjected to these abiotic factors and the survival is the main issue. So to overcome that survival of the plants, we have just tagged the poor families, all the families who are having job cards and marginalized sections, to take care of minimum 200 plants per each family. And they will be paid for a period of 3 years towards maintenance. They will be paid in the form of wage, their entitlement of 100 days every year. And then regarding the nurseries plants, so we are working in convergence with the forest department, especially the social forestry wing of the forest department, so that all the required plant material, it is lifted from the nurseries that are raised by the department, and the financial assistance is being provided under Narega scheme. And even the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate, it also recognizes Narega as one of the 24 key initiatives, sir, addressing the problem of climate change while improving these livelihoods. Because not only the greenery part, we are here taking care of the family sustenance also by providing this wage employment in plantation works. And what are the different aspects that I like to explain, sir? One is the main aspect is a roadside plantation, avenue plantation, because we have a lot of stretch of these PMGSY roads, internal roads, and approach roads to highways. All these roads, they are barren and they are shadeless. In summer, there is tremendous impact of heat. So, and also there is a noise pollution also. So the national highways, it's being, the highway plantation is taken care of by national highways, and all other internal roads and rural areas, we have taken up nearly 2 crores, sir, 1.88 lakh plants and 47,000 kilometers stretch during the last 5 years. And then in other common lands, in villages, wherever we find the common lands or wastelands or community lands like burial grounds, we have taken up the block plantations. And in these 5 years, nearly 4,400 hectares, planting 18 lakh plants. And we have also covered the government institutions, including schools, PHCs, and other Panchayat Raj institutions by planting 6 lakh plants in these 5 years. The other innovative factor is the degraded hillocks. So there are many degraded hillocks in revenue area other than forest area, which are due to different activities, they have become barren. And just an attempt to renovate the greenery cover, to green cover and restore there the natural vegetation by raising natural species, we have taken up 320 degraded, selected in rain-fed areas, 320 degraded hillocks, and nearly 5,000 hectares has been treated, and the green cover is being restored. And nearly 4 lakh physically challenged households were provided this guaranteed employment under this scheme during these last 5 years. And just as we talked earlier, this has also enhanced the livelihood security through this guaranteeing the employment of 100 days per year. And environment, though we could not measure it, sir, the protection and improvement of environment has been happening during these past 5 years in the state. And as we all know, the resilience factor has been strengthened because the rural people are more vulnerable for these adverse effects of the climate change, and we are attempting to mitigate it. And this has obviously it has reduced the soil erosion, and also moisture conservation practices has been enhancing the groundwater level. Then the social fencing coupled with technology, this is the main aspect, the main crux is to maintain the plant survival. And here social fencing along with the technology is catering these needs. Then just it's a glimpse that 400, the linear plantation all along the roads, avenue plantation has been taken up, and we are planting 400 plants with a spacing of 5 by 5, sir, on both sides of the road, each 200 plants per kilometer. And here we provide the maintenance for 3 years, for including the watering task, and we tag a family for 100 days. We pay 100 days. We tag a one family or one household for every 200 plants, who takes care of watch and ward every month. He does the weeding and all the soil working, and also from grazing animals protection and everything he takes care of. And apart from that, we have tied up water tankers to provide the watering, sir, that we will explain in the coming slides. The next type of plantation is the block plantation. Here is Macharla, this is a burial ground, sir. In burial ground, the community plantation has been taken up. And in Nathavaram, Ankapalli, here, wherever there are tanks, the plantation is being taken up on the tank bunds, so that the bund is also strengthened, and also the usufruct rights are being availed by the Gram Panchayat, sir, or some vulnerable household, whoever is tagged to that work. And in the railway lands, wherever there are the midsection areas, in convergence with the railway department, we have identified all such common lands. And then just we have last year only, we have started this as a pilot project, sir. And so far we have planted 18 lakh plants in the railway midsectioning area, beautifying that area, sir. And then institutions, all the government residential schools as well as offices have been covered. And these are some glimpses of this institution plantation, sir. Then the next is the hillocks, the greening of hillocks. In here, the degraded revenue hillocks were identified. Then they were initially treated. Then we have taken up the dibbling and other methods, seed ball plantation, dibbling and other methods of planting, and which they are yielding at present. They are yielding, sir. They are yield both fodder and fruit crops were also planted there. And nearly 320 barren revenue hillocks covering 3,500 hectares has been done during this period, sir, last 5 years. And in addition to the forest department, we would like to achieve self-sustenance, so that we could raise our own plants, so that whenever casualties happen, we could replace on our own. So in this aspect, we have driven the program of raising nurseries under Rural Development Department itself, with the technical expertise of forest department. From last year we have started it, sir. Especially women and physically disabled are engaged in this work, and right now we are having 50 nurseries with 25 lakh plants. This is the ways employment provided to the disabled persons, sir. And then institutional arrangements, we get all these quality plants from the either government nurseries or we raise on our own. And then we have entered an agreement with the water tanker suppliers and Gram Panchayats, so that assured water supply is done to the plants every month. So we have institutionalized that watering arrangements, sir. Then it enabled us the success of plants. Then the mobile application has been given, so that every month the field assistant will go, the Rojgar Sevak or the field assistant, he goes to the field and then he captures the survival. This is the unique method of capturing survival, implementing in our states throughout the India. Nowhere it's happening, and it's a uniqueness of the AP state, that we have a mobile application through which every month we monitor the survival, and based on that we take up the correction measures.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. You have another 2 minutes.
Okay, sir. Then we have also Gram Panchayats were also engaged in this, and the major challenges we came across were the grazing grazing animals in the initial stages, and road uprooting of plants in the road widening. And all these were addressed by taking up these measures, like we have taken a fixation of bamboo or brushwood fencing, sir. And then social fencing we have done, watering also we have done, the water tanker and other arrangements. And the mobile-based monitoring is also unique thing, sir. And 20% we replace the nurseries. So we also take up the geotagging of these in 3 stages, geotagging of works, which is a natural process of NREGA, and it has been more helpful in the plantation works. And the social audit is also one thing for accountability, sir. Wherever we lose the plants or wherever siphoning happens, then they come in the picture and we are rectifying it, sir. So the Gram Panchayat, we have issued, the government has issued a GO itself that the Gram Panchayat is responsible to look up the maintenance of all the community plantations. And so far 4,500 acres of land have been brought to the productive use, sir. And as we discussed earlier, nearly 57,000 households, they were all the vulnerable households were given the employment, physically handicapped, and nearly 2.3 crore percentages were generated, sir, through these plantation works. And though we can't measure the carbon sequestration, it is happening in a big way, sir. Then the way forward, we are going to go for the moringa plantation in all the institutions, and whichever the roads are left over, we will cover in this the coming 3-4 years, sir. And in the project, we are looking at the restoration of mangroves in coastal communities, so that the livelihood ecosystem and livelihood security will be enhanced in the coastal areas. And then other shelter belt vegetation also we are planning in convergence, sir. And then high density population, so that it creates more lung space in the vacant lands. So these are the things we are planning forward, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Simply outstanding and excellent work.
Thank you, sir.
Nothing to say. Excellent work.
Thank you so much, sir.
Good work. No specific question. Keep it up.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So, as I was saying, Bihar Skill Development Mission, as the nodal agency for skills in the state of Bihar, we work primarily in managing the skills ecosystem of the entire state, conceptualizing skilling interventions, and providing the monitoring and standardization support in the entire skills space. So BSDM has conceptualized and implemented various skilling programs, and most of these schemes have a defined purpose, and those purposes are normally related to the needs and challenges that the state has observed. So like we have a scheme called Kushaliva program, wherein it is specifically focused on enhancing employability. And then we have a domain skilling program that actually works in unifying the skilling efforts of 16 different line departments of government of Bihar. So similarly, so on and so forth, we have different schemes. So now coming to the recruit, train and deploy part. So why this scheme was conceptualized and how it was initiated. So I would cover that part first. Yeah. So basically, there were 3 primary challenges that we had observed. One was we had an interaction with the industry players, and what we came to know was that most of those candidates that were getting trained from different government schemes, they had to be retrained at those industry premises. So what was happening was they were not due production, they were being they were given an in-house training by the industry department, by the industry partners. So this was a duplication of effort, duplication of cost, duplication of time. So what we observed and discussed with the industry, that this was one issue that the industry was also facing, and it was an issue for us also. The second challenge that was there was the demand supply gap that was there because of relevance of the skilling curriculum. So a lot of these training programs, the curriculum that was being taught in certain cases was obsolete, it was not getting upgraded, it was not as per industry requirements. So this was another challenge that was there. And the third one was that in all these skilling schemes, the industry participation was limited. So in order to drive demand-based skilling, we thought that there is a need of a scheme where the industry says what needs to be taught, they teach it themselves, and then the government actually bears that cost, so that there is no duplication of cost and effort. So these were the three reasons that were there. Moving on to the scheme concept. So BSDM actually initiated a merger of the two different types of training that were happening at the industry and then at different training centers under different government programs. So the idea was that the training will be imparted by the industries or for the industries and as per their norms, whereas the cost of training will be borne by BSDM. So some of the salient features of this program were, it was a recruitment first approach. I mean, because this was a demand focused program, we had come up with a recruitment first approach, wherein normal conventional skilling says that the training happens first and then the opportunities for employment are looked at. So we actually changed that approach and went ahead with the recruitment first approach. I'll be coming to that piece in further slides. And the second was feature was dynamic and demand-based system planning that I have already covered. So another part was because we wanted to keep it a continuous and online empanelment, because as and when the industry has requirement, they could come up to us and submit a proposition and we can onboard that particular industry. The next piece was around the flexibility that was given to the industry partners in terms of designing and developing the courses, designing and developing the curriculums, proposing the equipment norms, infrastructure norms. All of this flexibility was given to the industry players itself. And again, as the sector leaders, as the apex bodies in those sectors, they were also allowed to do the assessments and certifications in these training. So any candidate, the basic eligibility for this particular scheme in terms of the beneficiary group is any candidate of Bihar domicile in the age group of 15 to 45 years will be eligible. Centralized online monitoring system is there, and it is coupled with physical monitoring. We have an Aadhaar-enabled biometric attendance system for real-time attendance management. And all the invoicing, all the payments that happen to the industry for the training purpose, that's linked to their performance and linked to the training completion. Moving on, we have 4 different project types under this particular program. So we tried to incorporate, we tried to bring together all the different types of stakeholders that are possible in such a scheme. There is an industry-led model wherein the industry directly participates, they partner with us. And then there is a HR and placement agency-led model where the placement agencies interact with us and they are onboarded. And in turn, they have firm tie-ups with different industry partners for placements. Similarly, there is a model for training partner agency-led model, where again, training partners are responsible for the training and in turn, they provide manpower to different industries. And then there is a special projects model. This model was specifically to cater to several, uncommon, unique, innovative niche sectors and untapped. So the first innovation was the innovation in approach, where in this scheme, the recruitment happens first. So the candidates are recruited first. There is a screening that happens and conditional offer letters are given. And then the training happens for the recruited candidates as per the industry needs. And then finally, after certification, that candidate is deployed at the designated place. So that is the approach change that we have in RTD. Secondly, in terms of innovation, we have industry-specific trainings in several niche sectors and several innovative training modalities that we have. So in terms of sectors, we have training in aviation, firefighting, commercial vehicles, niche sectors that we have. The on-job training was happening on the actual ambulances. It was about it was about the ambulance training, and it was happening on the actual job premise. Now, again, we have a very unique proposition here where 3 different departments, the Jivika department, the industries department of Government of Bihar, and the Bihar Skill Development Mission, we have collaborated to actually create some entrepreneurs in the state. So that also I'll be covering. Again, we have several advanced and niche courses like FTTX installer. Again, the next innovation is the standardization. In terms of standardization across the various aspects and process, we have an integrated portal to monitor and enable all the processes. And we have an exhaustive monitoring mechanism, which is coupled with physical monitoring as well. And in terms of transactional innovations, we have ABAS. I've already discussed that. We have access managed system. For all the stakeholders, right? So this is the automation snapshot. As I told, we have made the entire skills value chain, right from candidate registration up to the invoicing, automated invoicing piece. Coming to a snapshot of the partners that we have partners from across sectors, MJF, who's our firefighter training, SKOCH, Wellspan. So these are partners across various sectors. Now, coming to the impact, I mean, the ITD scheme has emerged as an innovative flagship scheme with complete focus on employment generation. And in this pilot phase, we had a lot of beneficiaries getting overseas placement. So this actually helped the beneficiaries to, because in most of these overseas placements, the candidate had to bear the cost of the training initially. So now BSDM is bearing that cost, and the substantially it is reduced for the beneficiary. Then again, benefits to the different stakeholders. Industries, getting a ready workforce with minimal training cost. So we have total 5,091 candidates enrolled under this scheme, of which 2,333 candidates have already been certified, and almost 350 candidates have been deployed overseas. In terms of industry interfacing, so we have around 18,000 target for FY23-24 in the coming year, and across different industry partners. We have more than 20 proposals currently with us. Industries also trying to collaborate with us on this account. And one very important thing, because this is a continuously improving process, so one very important thing that we have is that we are facing this questions from the industry that they are looking for varied collaboration modalities now. So it is not only about getting training fee for what the training they are doing. It's also sometimes about getting mobilization support, some infrastructural support. So all these things also we are trying to build in that scheme, so that flexibility in terms of collaboration models can also be built in. I'll just, I was just talking about the two models that were there, firefighting. So this is a very unique proposition that we have, and candidates are being placed in Hyderabad, Bangalore, and different commercial enterprises as firefighters. So this is one model that we have taken up. It's a very unique proposition, and no such trainings are happening. And the second one is the second program is the bag manufacturing program. So this is also a very unique proposition. Under this, what we have done is we have a unit that is being created in Muzaffarpur in Bihar. And under that unit, we have 40 Jivika Didis, the SHG group members that have been identified, and they would in turn be setting up their own 40 subunits. So what will happen is they would in turn be creating employment for 24 more people in each of those subunits. A total of 960 deployments would happen under this model. Every unit would have 24 different machines.
I request you to please conclude now.
Yeah, sure. This is the last slide. I'll do that. So, so that is the model that we will create 960 different deployments and 40 new entrepreneurs for the state. So this factory would essentially be working around bag manufacturing, and we have plans of moving into different apparel processes in future for this particular model also. So I think, thank you.
Mr. Ratandeep, very good.
Yeah, I'm really sorry for the network problem.
No, sometimes it happens. No, not an issue. It is a very good initiative that recruitment first is your approach, and they get advance assurance of their employment by the industry.
Yes.
You have indicated in your presentation that training can happen at any place in the country. So,
Yes, sir.
Can you elaborate that? What does this
Yes,
mean?
sir.
And Director MG NRGS. My name is Naran Reddy, and my colleague Mr. Pawan Kumar is presenting about the transforming the lives of Mahatma Gandhi through that, sir. First of all, I am very thankful to SKOCH people and jury members for giving this ample opportunity to present this one of the downtrodden project implementation of under NREGA, sir. In the first slide, actually, I want to give brief introduction about the community, sir. You are all aware that Senchu PTG is one of the most vulnerable tribal among the Andhra Pradesh group. There are 8 primitive tribal groups in AP, and among them, is the Senchu is the most vulnerable tribal group, sir. Coming to their socio-economic conditions, they are living living with pathetic conditions in Nalamara forest area, spread over into 3 districts, sir. Especially high cases of malnutrition, anemia, and illicit liquor are the common phenomena in Senchu families, sir, because of they are mostly depending on non-timber projects. That too, if the forest people allowed, they are going to collect that non-timber project and depending more on food gathering status, sir. Because of this, and also thereof, due to their social stigma, they are not aware of the government programs, and also they are very inactiveness attitude for the various development activities, sir. This is a brief about of our Senchu PVT, sir. In the second slide, we want to give some demographic details, like they are spread over in 27 mandals in 3 districts, sir, in 96 gram panchayats, and also 171 GPs. More than 6,000, around 7,000 families are there in the Senchu entire that project area, sir. The population around 28,359, sir. In this presentation also, we have given some small 2 pictures about of how they looks like Senchus and Senchu with their hunting instruments, and Senchu lady having processing the food processing, sir. Then coming to this uniqueness of this project, no, you are all aware that, sir, especially providing not less than 100 days of wage employment and creation of durable assets is the one of the key objectives of the MG NREGA. This program is being implementing 2006 onwards. In fact, the program is initiated in Anantapur district of Andhra Pradesh, but up to 2019, the fruits of that MG NREGA are not reached to this tribal folk, especially to Senchu, because of their water spreadness and they have their conditions. The scheme is not reached to effectively to that tribes. Keeping in view of this condition, the government of Andhra Pradesh has designed a unique, exceptional project. I think it's one of the first kind of India, especially designed to suit the local conditions, sir. Especially before crafting the vision and activity plan for this project, eminent persons from the Department of Rural Development and Tribal Welfare were visited the Senchu areas, and they say and they observe the conditions of that persons and they design the programs. So this is the one of the uniqueness of that program, sir. Especially the more objective of this program is to secure 100 days of wage employment to NGO families and creation of durable assets as per the Act guidelines, sir. The one of the best uniqueness is as per Act only 100 is provided, but in the Senchu project we are providing 15 days of employment per month. That means 180 days to each wage seekers because of keeping in mind their vulnerability and food security of the Senchus, sir. That is the one first uniqueness, sir. Second thing, coming to second thing, actually we formed a exclusive Senchu village organizations, especially with the women's self-help groups, and the wage payments under MG Narega are dispersed through this village organization in cash, sir, and on fixed dates, sir. Because of we have 89 village organizations there, sir. Each village organization, so we have a one scheduled dates. During that scheduled days, both they have given allotting the work allocation and payments are being done same that day, sir. That's what we utilize the Senchu village organizations for making the payments, sir. Second thing, sir, for keeping the sufficient funds in VIVOs, the required funds are released from the directly to the from commissioner to SB accounts of that village organization, Senchu village organizations on quarterly basis, sir. Then three Senchu cluster computer centers established to implement the project effectively, sir. And also we provided 30% additional wage allowance to Senchu wage takers, keeping in their malnutrition tests physical weakness, sir. This is the uniqueness of the nomination, sir. Then it is coming to our project area. This we are giving a brief about of we are operating in 15 blocks and 129 gamblers with more than 500, 600, 450 job cards are covering with 11,000 wage seekers, sir. Here, especially these slides, we are focusing on more on what are the challenges faced during the implementation. No? First challenge is remote and accessibility, sir. This we have 120 habitation. These habitations are spread over 3,000 square kilometers, sir. We understand the each between the distance between the each habitation maybe around we need to travel around 30 to 40, 80 kilometers to cover the each one golden, sir. Then second thing, sir, they are geographically isolated. And also distress, very poor distress among the Senchu also is leading to excess migration also, sir. Third thing also, their attitude towards the non-acceptance of outsides also is a big challenge for us, sir. And especially education of works in the hard soils of India areas also is becoming very difficult task for us also, sir. Then keeping in of the challenges, we have especially established earlier I also mentioned the field offices in 3 different locations, especially to reach the Senchus effectively, sir. And also one of the highlight program in the program, we identified the educated local youth as we are calling it them as junior technical assistants in the field, like a field assistants for every 2-3 good answer. Frankly speaking, we are identified around 40 members as a grassroots level workers, and rigorous training also provided to, especially on identification of Ratsan marking, master management, all the things we also provide training programs. And one more innovation of this, you have provided a 4-wheeler to each field team, sir. Because of we established 3 field offices, provided 6 to 8 vehicles to these field offices to cover the entire Godans in fixed schedule dates. And one more, already as you are aware that AP government has implemented World Bank assisted program called Andhra Pradesh Rural Poverty Reduction Program. Under that program, they already formed some SHGs. We utilize that SHGs for identification of works and dispersing the wages through there. And also, as part of this Forest Rights Act, they have provided some piece of lands in the forest area. Then we have taken the initiative for development of that forest lands by duly implementing land development activities, all the things also, sir. One more innovations I want to bring this. We initiated it's like it's a mini social audit that's called concurrent social audit during itself of the wage disbursement. In this process, all the field functionaries and representative of the village organizations will visit the worksite area, and they will verify the both masters and worksite and all the disbursement process also, sir. Coming to this slide, here we want to explain what are the outcomes of this project, sir. A total of 7.544 lakh percentage generated for Census, sir, which is the in terms of average wage rate, which is the highest in AP, sir, because of overall 140 days per households we have provided per year, sir. And at the same time, 127 times more than 130 crores of wage amount paid to Census wage seekers at their doorstep, sir. Coming to this one, 7,013 acres of land are converted to cultivable lands, which are given. You see the photo, that one also, sir. They are doing clearing, that bush clearance and stump removal, all these activities in this forest land, sir. And frankly speaking, we have developed more 2,000 Census farmers into the those who are depending on forest and daily wage seekers are turned to farmers and converted into them, sir. Coming to this, especially social status conditions, earlier anemic conditions are 80%. Now it brought under to 5% population, sir. Then 90% children are enrolled in the schools. Almost all migration is now is almost all none, sir. Now their attitude, especially attitude change towards the outriders, and also their confidence improves to which their local markets, and their dressing pattern also improved, sir, due to the availability of cash in their pockets, sir. That's the thing, sir. I can say this project can be recommended to overall the India because of it's, I think it is the one of the good platform to reach the unreached, I think, sir. Especially that will help us the creating the durable assets as part of poverty eradication, and also bring them to the mainstream of the dispersal community, sir. This is with regarding to in future we want to bring them in mainstream, and enter this project to bring to the mainstream nearby villages, sir. And then further also there are 7,000 of acres of land issued to this Census, sir, under FRI Act. We want to improve that lands comprehensive development of land also, sir. In fact, we are planning a workshop on 28th of this month for developing a comprehensive development for this Census family, sir. And also bringing this project into larger social premises, and also creating farmer produce organizations for exclusively for friends for marketing their agricultures and branding their tribes also, sir. And also we are intended to cover 60% of vegetation in ROI upper land, and conducting the training program intercropping techniques also, sir. And also we are thinking to conduct one independent research study on impact of this project, how they improve the living standard of the Census, and improving all the things also, sir. This is, I am very thankful to you, sir, on behalf of Commissioner PR and Director EGS, sir. Thank you, sir, for giving this opportunity, sir.
Dr. Reddy, very good project. In fact, in transforming their lives, it is you have indicated that 98% of their Census tribal children are in schools. Can we think of any starting some adult education also, if it suits them?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well noted, sir. We'll do that one also, sir. Yes,
Initially, we have started adult education in Census habitation, sir, through
Good,
self-help
sir.
groups itself, through YSR Kranti Pathakam. Initially, they have agreed to come, and they have came, and they all learned like initial reading, like they can read small words, and they can communicate. They get newspapers, and they try to read for some 6 months progress. They now can sign, sir. More than 60% of the Census population can sign, and they can write their names and their family names and their children's names and everything. We will look forward to enhance it to some more these things, sir.
Okay, and one more suggestion is that can you think of initiating some medicinal plants cultivation, so that their income is generated, his income generation is enhanced?
Actually, Census are already in practice of identifying medicinal plants in Nalamalai forest region, and they also have established some shops providing the natural medical plants from the forest, naturally grown things. We will inculcate some things into agriculture lands and development of these medicinal plants, sir.
Good, 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 good. Very good project, in fact, for mainstreaming their lives. Excellent work. Thank you.
Thank you
please.
so much, sir.
Good work, sir. I don't have any specific question. Thank you.